And today I'm going to detail how excess inflammation contributes to insulin resistance and also some practical ways to control both. And a great way to do that is to examine the cytokine tumor necrosis factor alpha, which is heavily associated with both oxidative stress and insulin resistance. And both of these are distinguishing factors of type 2 diabetes. Tumor necrosis factor alpha contributes to insulin resistance by downregulating genes required for normal insulin function, while also inhibiting the critical insulin-sensitizing receptors, peroxisome proliferator, activated receptor gamma, and tyrosine kinase. One specific condition where you can really see the intersection and effects of insulin resistance and inflammation is rheumatoid arthritis, which is a chronic inflammatory disease that leads to severe joint dysfunction. And those with rheumatoid arthritis also have a much higher risk of developing cardiovascular disease, and this is related directly to chronic inflammation. Tumor necrosis factor alpha plays a critical role in the development of rheumatoid arthritis, and this is also associated with the development of insulin resistance, because while abnormalities in glucose metabolism are common in people with rheumatoid arthritis, insulin resistance-driven fat accumulation leads to a sharp increase in oxidative stress, and this oxidative stress is a major component in the development of joint tissue injury and chronic inflammation, which can then lead to connective tissue degradation, joint deformities, and impaired chondrocyte response to sites of cartilage injury. And as if that isn't enough, the oxidative stress can fuel insulin resistance by activating tumor necrosis factor alpha among numerous other inflammatory cytokines, which can all cause significant decline in insulin sensitivity. So you should see right here the clear outline of an inflammatory cytokine, oxidative stress, insulin resistance vicious cycle in people with rheumatoid arthritis. Fortunately, there are numerous natural ways to restrain tumor necrosis factor alpha while also supporting healthy insulin levels, and I'm going to take you through each one right now. The bioflavonoids quercetin and naringin both inhibit tumor necrosis factor alpha directly while also increasing the uptake of glucose by skeletal muscle cells. And this is coming directly from quercetin and naringin's instigation of the metabolic master switch activated monophosphate protein kinase, or AMPK, which inhibits insulin resistance and its related inflammation. Quercetin is also an absorption enhancer, known specifically as an ionophore, for the trace mineral zinc, which also inhibits tumor necrosis factor alpha while increasing insulin sensitivity. Similarly, catechins like the green tea compound EGCG also inhibit tumor necrosis factor alpha, and EGCG specifically is yet another zinc ionophore, just like quercetin. For those of you who follow me, you know very well that my favorite way of inhibiting chronic inflammation is through regular daily use of original flushing niacin, which works well with quercetin and naringin and decimates several inflammatory cytokines, particularly tumor necrosis factor alpha. One factor that's always correlated with elevated inflammation is excessively low levels of adiponectin, a critical fat-derived anti-inflammatory hormone that sharply reduces tumor necrosis factor alpha while also restoring insulin sensitivity. You can maintain optimal levels of adiponectin simply through regular daily exercise, and this is easily the most beneficial and accessible way to control both insulin resistance and insulin resistance-driven inflammation. Thanks for watching. I'm Jason Carter, and I'll see you next time on ENZYMENTAL. Stay healthy.